Jordan fights through the screen and continues to guard Shaw. 10 on the shot clock with 3:23 to go in the opening quarter. Hardaway over Pippen. Nope. Ron Harper has it for Chicago. Offensive foul.
What another defensive player by Dennis Scott. I'm glad I didn't pick on him in the open about being in a Scott. No D. He's made 3 big defensive plays so far. Right here, Ron Harper thinks he can go right over. Dennis sacrifices his body. And right here, the time before, good post defense. Karl Malone type, strip him down low.
You sound a little surprised.
Yeah, his name is Ennis Scott in Orlando. He just opened a restaurant called 3D, and I thought he should have called it No D.
2:48 to go, opening quarter. Hardaway, jump hook, good.
Well, Penny scored on a double team. He had Nick Anderson wide open at the 3-point line, but he also had a wide open little 4-foot jump hook.
Kukoc with the scoop shot. Here comes Brian Shaw with a rebound. Nick Anderson alters the shot. Dennis Scott gets it back to Anderson. And Jordan brings it out.
I like the way Orlando's playing aggressive offense. Maybe some shots some people might think they're ill-advised, but it's much better taking those than being hesitant. I like Nick Anderson, even though he's not shooting the ball well right now, being aggressive at the offensive end.
Hardaway again. We're nearing the 2-minute mark of the opening quarter. Over Wennington, and O'Neal is there to grab it and put it in.
I actually think that might have been a pass by Penny. Realized he was in the air, didn't have a good look, just threw it up over the other side to Shaq.
Shaquille has 10 points. Loose ball, Hardaway, Pippen. Pippen controls. Koncak getting ready to come back on the floor. 5 on the shot clock. Pippen taken away by O'Neal. Hardaway dishes left side. Harper's there defensively. Saves it. Call timeout.
Oh, big play by Harper right there. Stopping a 3-on-2 break with Penny, Hardaway, Shaquille O'Neal.
Time is called.
We got to match their intensity and play good, solid defense. They got a lot of transition baskets on us. Take care of the basketball. There's numerous things that we have to go out and do. There's no one thing that stands out more than the other. We got to come play basketball.
And right here, we see Shaq miss the dunk. This is what he's talking about in game 1. Look, he's just walking back down the court, not getting back involved in the offense. Bill Wennington gets a dunk the other way. That is not winning basketball, Vern. They've got to do the things that Nick Anderson said. Get back on defense, miss or make.
And you've seen the evidence of that tonight.
Yeah, tonight they're missing some shots, but they're getting back. They're playing with a lot more intensity, a lot more of an attitude.
And the rebounding battle, Danny, thus far has been even. 11 for Chicago, 10 for Orlando. Of course, Rodman is on the bench. 1 rebound, 2 fouls.
And that's a great sign, Shaq did a good job of getting Longley and Rodman into foul trouble early.
O'Neal will get a rest with 10 points and 5 rebounds. Michael Jordan misfires on the shot. And here comes Orlando. They are up by 5 with 1:10 remaining in the opening quarter. Brian Shaw. Michael Jordan now 2 of 7 from the field. Hardaway posting up, guarded by Pippen.
Hardaway having a tough time getting the ball into the post against Pippen.
On the miss, Jordan with a rebound. Here's Ron Harper. Koncak sets and denies him access. They get it into Pippen again. And it's saved by Harper. Here's Wennington with that little jumper that he's thrived on for 9 years in the NBA.
Well, that's one thing Wennington can do is shoot that 15-foot baseline jumper. Good, scrappy offense right there. Loose balls. Chicago comes up with more than their share.
Hardaway goes by right into Kukoc, and it's taken away by Ron Harper.
Another big defensive play by Harper. He makes so many of the little plays that have such an impact on the game. Great defense by Kukoc taking the charge, and Harper anticipating the cross-court pass.
Kukoc, he's 1 for 27 from three-point range in the playoffs. Here's Wennington again. In and out. Pippen. Too late. Would not have counted. We have reached the end of one. And the Orlando Magic are leading by 3, 23-20. Welcome back to the Windy City. Game 2 Eastern Conference Finals. The Chicago Bulls against the Orlando Magic. Vern Lundquist, Danny Ainge, and Craig Sager with you tonight. And Chicago, by far, I would think, the best defensive team in the NBA this year, and they've proven that in the playoffs. Danny.
Well, and here we see a great example of it. Tony Kukoc, not known for his defense, does a great job of sealing Penny off baseline. And there's Ron Harper anticipating weak side. And here they go down to one of their best plays, Penny Hardaway. There's a lot of traffic around there with Jordan Pippen and Harper. He can't even get the ball in the post, has to step out, settle for the long-range three-point shot.
And as we open the second quarter, a couple of lineup changes. Steve Kerr is on for Chicago, and Anthony Bowie has come on the floor now for the Orlando Magic. Bowie guards Kerr. Kukoc, alley-oop, punched away, out of bounds. That'll be Orlando's ball.
Well, Tony had Pippen open on the post, waited, hesitated. By the time he threw it, it was too late.
Kukoc's shooting woes continued here Sunday afternoon, but my goodness, he was a force with his assists. He had 10 in the game. Illegal defense. That's the first called against Chicago. And let's check in with Craig Sager.
During the last time out, the training staff of the Orlando Magic stretched the legs of Penny Hardaway. He has had those sore hamstrings, and he came over to the bench and said they were bothering him. It's a precautionary thing that they've been doing throughout the series. We may want to keep an eye on it because he said it was very painful. Vern?
Okay, Craig, Hardaway gets a rest now. Here's Scott, entry pass to O'Neal. Wennington straight up. Kukoc comes to help late, but the shot is good.
And that's what Shaq has to need. He needs to be persistent. He needs to keep backing Wennington down. He can get anything he wants on Wennington down low if he's patient.
O'Neal, who had 27 in game 1, has 12 now. Here's Jordan. Back to Pippen for 3. Bowie comes at him. O'Neal with another rebound. He's got 6.
Right now we see Jackson, as soon as Brian Hill goes with Anthony Bowie, he's not a post-up type of player. Jackson counters and gets Steve Kerr in the lineup.
Technical foul on Tony Kukoc after the foul called by Joey Crawford.
Well, Tony's defending Scott down on the low post right here. Scott using that big body, trying to get position. Kukoc is allowed to hold his ground. Joey Crawford thought he was being a little bit too aggressive at the defensive end.
Scott shoots the technical.
Right here, Vern, Wennington just doesn't have the muscle, the weight, anything to defend Shaq. He can get whatever he wants down there. They have to continue to exploit that matchup. Right now, while Luke Long is on the bench in foul trouble.
Wennington guards Shaq. Jordan has Shaw. Here's the pick and roll. Dennis Scott, Kukoc guards him. And they'll go to O'Neal.
He can score there. I still think he needs to take 1 more or 2 more dribbles, Bernie. Settle for the fadeaway shot. I think he can get a better look than that. Bill Wennington is satisfied with that type of shot all night long.
Largest lead of the game. Here's a foul called on Brian Shaw as Jordan penetrated. That's his second. Donald Royal is going to get a chance to play. He's not played much in the playoffs thus far.
And I love Donald Royal. A very active, enthusiastic, energetic player. Comes in, rebounds the ball, plays good D, but he's not an outside shooter. He's a slasher, loves going to the free throw line. He's a guy that when they've gone to in the past, they double off of him for Shaq and Penny in the low post when he's in the game.
Rodman and Longley back on the floor now for Chicago. Here's Michael Jordan. Over Shaw, no good. Loose ball, picked up by Rodman. Kerr, quickly to Kukoc for 3. He's 1 for 28 in the playoffs from three-point range. And this is a guy who hit 40% in the regular season.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that Longley and Rodman come in off the bench, and immediately you see an offensive rebound.
Rodman throws Longley down.
Orlando's getting good looks. You got no complaints when your players get good shots like that. They're just not going down for Nick Anderson right now.
Kukoc. The runner. No. Here comes Shaw. Jordan back defensively. Makes a pass at him. Bryan takes it all the way. And Rodman with another board. Kukoc, 1-on-2. Kerr spots up. Kukoc.
Kukoc is struggling offensively. He doesn't look like he's has the same quickness or lift, Vern, with that bad back.
0 for 5 tonight. Longley forgot O'Neal was down there.
And that's what Longley can't afford to do. They know that Shaq would love to throw those alley-oop passes, particularly Brian Shaw. When Brian Shaw's got the ball, you got to make him catch the ball in the post and make him work for his baskets.
Kukoc, Rodman. They're going to get Anthony Bowie for tangling with Dennis Rodman.
I don't think they're going to call a double foul. They're just trying to tangle up. Both of them inadvertently, well, I don't know if it was inadvertent, but they got tangled up at the other end. But Dennis Rodman is showing he's making them pay, saying, hey, you guys double team off of me, I'm going to hit that shot.
Well, the whistle was blown, and calm and peace was restored.
Yeah, not a bad play by Billy Oakes to just get things resolved. No foul needs to be called.
No basket traveling. Time has been called. The Orlando Magic playing on the road, trying to even the series, enjoy an 8-point lead. Back in Chicago, where Dennis Rodman was a real force in game 1, Danny Ainge, 21 rebounds in that game.
And Vern, he has been a force in every game in the playoffs on the offensive glass. He's played so many of these playoff games. We see him getting the easy tip-ins, starting to score as well as hit the offensive boards, but we know what his specialty is. Finding the ball, has great instincts for the ball.
And in the last 6 games, you can see he topped it all with the 21 boards against Orlando, 7 of those on offense.
And he's doing it against pretty good players. Right here, you see him get a great rebound. Just throws Luke Longley out of the way. Says, hey, Luke, these are my boards.
Now, what does it say, though, about the potential demise of civilization as we know it, that his book is #1 on the New York Times bestseller list?
I have no comment on that, Vern.
Oh, dear. Here's Kerr. Longley. Nice cut. Kukoc. Here's Rodman. I keep thinking of Chuck Daly, who's got to be watching this game and smiling. Chuck kept insisting all last year, and, of course, he coached Dennis at Detroit. He said he can play offense. He just doesn't want to.
Well, he can finish. He can't shoot the basketball, but he's a pretty good finisher and a very smart basketball player.
Foul underneath. Did they get Kukoc or Longley?
Well, Vern, we can see that when Orlando goes to their bench, immediately they come down and double on Shaq, but Shaq's still strong enough to draw the foul.
Jordan 2 for 8. Leads those who have struggled offensively. And here's O'Neal. How about Dennis Rodman, the leading Chicago scorer in the game? O'Neal 2 for 4. Penny Hardaway back on the floor. And Scottie Pippen's going to come on for Chicago now. Kukoc will rest. So O'Neal, Koncak, Royal, Bowie, and Hardaway for Orlando. Rodman, Longley, Pippen, Kerr, and Jordan for Chicago, and it's a 7-point game.
And the reason Dennis Rodman is leading the team in scoring right now, Vern, is they've got to do a better job of keeping Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen from penetrating. Shaq comes over and tries to block everything. Rodman's wide open for the easy shots.
Bowie's got Jordan. Here's Longley working hard for the shot. It's rejected by O'Neal. Hardaway has it. He's got Bowie left side. Anthony Bowie goes by Kerr. Finds O'Neal. Pippen strips it away. But then Royal gets it back for Orlando.
Time to try to draw a third foul on Luke Longley.
Pippen with a double team. Koncak. Anthony Bowie with a jumper. Got it over Steve Kerr.
Good play right there by Anthony Bowie. Steve Kerr got a piece of the ball. Bowie was still able to finish. But Vern, Koncak catches the ball at the top of the key. When his man leaves the double, he's got to get himself to the rim, get an offensive board, or get a putback.
Are you surprised at how little we've seen of Michael Jordan?
Well, Michael's 2 for 8. He's had some pretty good looks. They're playing great defense on him. Those shots will start falling when they need them.
Longley. 6:50 to go in the half. Concac, good job defensively on Longley. Rodman with the offensive board is fouled, and he'll go to the line. O'Neal